Welcome, fellow artists. Today, I'm going to be giving you a quick and easy tutorial on my favorite art program of all time, Microsoft Paint. So before we start, I just want to talk to you guys a bit about Microsoft Paint. As you all probably know, Microsoft Paint is no longer automatically included on Windows. It is a Windows exclusive application. And we're just going to begin here. You can install, luckily you can still install this on the Windows Store. So we're going to begin selecting the pencil tool. And to begin this, we're going to draw the outline of our face. So as you can see, make sure to keep this very, very rounded. I'm using a good mouse. If yours is not as rounded as mine, I think you can still work through it. Make sure if you want to go back, you can always press Alt F4. But make sure to keep everything curved. Human faces, human anatomy is not it's not flat. It's very rounded, very circular, very curved. So here we're going to be using our beginning sketch as a guide. We're going to use the circle tool to place a circle right where we need it to be. And now we're going to be getting rid of human error. You're probably going to have a lot more human error than I do, obviously. Because I am a talented artist and I have a very good mouse. But by simply erasing these outside lines, it's just going to spruce up your art. You should always erase your sketches when going over them. And make sure when you're doing this, through this whole experience, stay very calm. I hope you're following along at home. I'm trying to just calm everyone with my serene voice. So there, I think we're finally good. Again, human error, we're going to make sure to cover our entire face again. Make it just a bit more rounded, a bit more just perfect. We're going to want the face is... Just the head is the fundamental part of any self-portrait. So we're going to make sure to keep that rounded, keep it perfect. This is going to encapsulate your entire drawing. You want to keep this as pristine, as perfect as you can. So once you've done that, we're going to use the paint bucket tool, and we're going to select a color. Sadly, you cannot see it here, but I am selecting the perfect color. I use reference photos of myself to determine this color, and it's just going to match it up perfectly. There's lots of great color picking tools in the Microsoft Paint arsenal. So here, let me just select my color. There we go. We're going to use the paint bucket tool to fill in our faces with these colors. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. I like to use the text tool to create the circularness of the eyes. So I'm going to make sure to increase the font size and to change the font to a very perfect, rounded font. I'm going to be using Comic Sans, MS, and going to make sure to change my font color to blue because I have beautiful blue eyes. So here, I'm just simply filling in my face with my eyes. There we go, my two eyes perfectly placed. And now I'm going to draw the whites of my eyes, the outside. So I'm going to be very careful. Again, the eyes are almost perfectly circular. So this is actually freehand. I'm a very talented artist. I'd recommend using the circle tool, but I don't think I need it. After my many years of artistic practicing, let's fill in the whites of our eyes with the paint bucket tool again, my favorite tool, and let's fill in the insides of our eyes with the paint bucket tool again. Now we're going to move to the mouth. Now I'm hoping you're going to use a big smile. Oops, it's blue. We want to make our mouths black. So there we go. Show the perfect smile with the rectangle tool, but the rectangle tool is just a bit too flat for me. So I would recommend erasing the outsides. As you can see here, just erasing the outsides. going to want to make sure to keep everything rounded. There's no such thing as a flat line in nature. Now we're going to use the line tool to make sure to keep our faces very rounded. There we go. And just I'm going to make sure to use the line tool here to round out those outer edges of my mouth. Perfection. Let's fill in the inside of my mouth with the paint bucket tool again. There we go. Now we're going to be drawing my white teeth. Now, as we all know, human teeth are perfectly white, and so you can just make sure to use the white color and the line tool. So make sure to place your teeth. Make sure to, again, I think through this whole process, you should be probably using reference photos you have of yourself. That's just what's helpful to me. I'm assuming it would be helpful to you too. But now we're going to be using the silver to space out the teeth. Make sure, again, to keep these very flat. We don't want our teeth to look all wonky. I guess if you are British, you may want an effect like that. But if you're an American like me, you probably want your teeth flat. Oops, the paint bucket tool didn't work there. Make sure to round the outside of my mouth with the white brush. Make sure the paint bucket does work. Oops, again, another mistake, but there we go. Simply filling in my mouth. Again, if you've forgotten the backs to go back, just do Alt F4. Take you back one step. Now we're going to be using the line tool to do the second pair of teeth. Remember, humans, they have two of everything. 2 eyes, 2 mouths. Nope, not 2 mouths, 2 pairs of teeth. My bad. 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 feet. 2 cheeks, 2 shoulders, 2 knees, 2 thighs, 2 butt cheeks. Now we're going to be filling in the insides of the teeth with the paint bucket tool again. Make sure to follow along very closely with this video, otherwise you may get off track. You feel free to pause at any time. I know I may be going a bit too fast for you beginners, but yes, make sure to pause at any time. Ooh, now we're going to draw the tongue. Tongues are pink. That one was a bit too big. Alt F4 to take back your mistakes. There we go. Rounding the tongue. Filling in a little line in the middle of your tongue. Now we're going to use the paint bucket tool to fill in the inside of the tongue red. Very good. Now, once we've perfected the tongue, we're going to be moving to the nose. The noses are very symmetrical. They're going to be placed in the middle of the face. Oops, that one was red. You don't want a red nose unless you have a bloody nose. But make sure to keep it very symmetrical and very centered in the middle of your face between your 2 eyes. Now we're going to fill in the nostrils. Be very, very careful. I did make few minor errors here. So once you make those errors, make sure you feel free to use the eraser tool. Just erase them. I don't want you to feel pressured to just keep them. MS Paint has a perfect eraser tool. It will fix any mistakes you have. So I'm going to be moving on to my glasses. I'm going to use the rectangle tools to make 2 glasses covering my eyes. I'm going to connect them with just the pencil tool again. And now I need something for my glasses to rest on, so I'm going to draw my ears. Make sure you keep them very, very rounded and very even. Make sure you get those earlobes. And I'll just rest my glasses on top of them. You can skip this part. I make sure to get the ears, but if you don't have glasses, you can just skip the whole glasses ordeal. Maybe put on sunglasses. That could be cool. Coloring in the ears now with my previously determined skin color. And now I'm going to be doing the hair. Ooh, that's a thick brush. Alt F4 to go back, and I'm going to be choosing a very thin brush. There you go. Human hair is insanely thin, so I chose the thinnest brush available. As you can see, I'm making sure to get every single hair just into the perfect way. Just make sure every single hair is perfect, using many different reference photos to get to my part to the right perfectly. Rounding it off, my sideburns. And I think this photo has come together very, very well. I'm glad to have you guys along for the ride. I just love to have you guys here with me right now. Finishing off with the hairs. And finally, once I've finally finished that, once I've finally created something that I'm proud of, that I can live with, after every single hair is in the perfect location, I'm going to sign my name at the bottom with my favorite font and with my favorite colors. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below how much you love my content. Woo!